What's up, everybody? It's What the Gym. And it's that time of the month again. It's What the Gym presents. Ask me anything and everything. You ask me anything and everything. Within reason, of course. And we've already got a couple of questions from my dad, Toon Army Steve. But before I mention them, I've got questions on my phone. Well, I've got information on my phone about what I've been doing lately. So I'll talk about that in the live stream as well. At the moment, there's no one watching it, so I might wait a few seconds until I answer the questions from my dad. Well, I guess I could begin talking about it. His first question is, he's got a couple of questions to kickstart the Q&A with. So he says, firstly, what film are you most looking forward to this year? So for me, I'm going to say the new Indiana Jones film, because I'm a big Indiana Jones fan. I'm also going to see the Mario movie as well. I've got a friend who's a very big fan of the Mario games, and I think we're going to watch it together. He's really looking forward to it, and so am I. I'm a big Mario fan lately, thanks to Super Mario Odyssey. So yeah, that and new Indiana Jones film are the ones that I'm looking forward to the most. But what do I think of the new Mandalorian? Well, it's some of the things to talk about, so I'll talk about that in just a few moments. But we'll come back to the next question. We've also got Sam St. John here. Say howdy, buddy. Hello, Sam. We've also got Brian from Massive May Entertainment. Hello, Brian. It's nice to see you here. But with that, the question is his a controversial one. Who would you rate as the most talented Beatle, first to least? Now, I had to have a few minutes to think about this one. It definitely is a very controversial question, Dad. I don't feel 100% comfortable in answering this one, but I'll just. It's my opinion will probably change every single day, but for me, I really don't want to do this, but I love all the Beatles equally. But on number 4, I'm going to say Ringo. It's got nothing to do with his drumming. It's probably to do with his songs. The fact that he didn't have that many of the Beatles. There's only a couple of songs of his that I'd have as some of my favourite Beatles songs. So because of that, I'd have him as number 4. And with number 3, I'd go with George, because I feel like he didn't really shine too much in the early period of the Beatles. It was more in the later period, from like the White Album to the Abbey Road, Let It Be albums. Number 2, I'm probably going to go with John Lennon. I do think he's the best lyricist out of the 4 Beatles. But the reason why I've got Paul McCartney as number 1 is because of the Get Back documentary, seeing him just make up the song Get Back just out of nothing really. So I think Paul McCartney's definitely the most talented one when it comes to the melodies. But I'd say John Lennon for the lyrics. So it's a common toss between those two really. But I'm going to say Paul McCartney is number 1 at the moment. But they're the questions from my dad. Thanks for those questions, Dad. Now I'll talk about what I've been up to lately. So in terms of movies and TV, last weekend I went to the cinema to see a film called What's Love Got to Do with It, which I thought was quite good. It's not a film I'm going to watch again, but it's not a film about Tina Turner. It's a new film called What's Love Got to Do with It, and I thought it was quite good. It's not a film I'm ever going to watch again, but I recommend it if you like romantic comedies. I thought the characters and the acting was pretty good, and quite like the story as well. It was an alright movie, just not one I'm probably never going to see again. It's not a very memorable one. I don't think it was trying to be, but it definitely was quite an enjoyable film. We've got Sam saying Paul, John, George, and Ringo. So I guess that must be his order. He's got them in, or is he just listing all the Beatles? I think that's just probably his order. And Brian's got a question. On your music journey, name a band that most surprised you how good they were. Oof. That's quite a tough one, really. Because there weren't any bands that I thought weren't that great, and then I suddenly realised they were amazing. I mean, if you thought they were amazing to begin with, or never thought they were amazing at all, but maybe I don't know. I could say the Police, because I don't really know that many Police songs go into it. They weren't huge favourites of mine. That after listening to the Police, they have the ones I didn't know have become huge favourites of mine. So I'll probably go with the Police, just because I did a live stream on them recently as well. Yeah, I'll go with the Police for that one. and Sam's in Cosmic Torpedoes. Yeah, that's a duo that Sam's in with Glenn Calloway for the Basement. And I actually made it a duo name for those two called, I think it was called the Glam Folks. But Randy won the name, and his name was Cosmic Torpedoes. Oh, settle down, Slu. I'm not sure what that's all about, but Slooby Sam. Oh, we got the View with Drew saying, "Hey, what's up? Hello, the View with Drew." Saying cool. I'm not sure what he's saying cool about, but he thinks it's something cool, which is cool to me. So I wanted to talk about what other films and TV we're watching lately. I watched the first episode of The Mandalorian season 3. I'm a huge Mandalorian fan. It's one of my favourite ever TV shows, and that's a question that my dad originally had. Or what do you think about the Mandalorian? I thought that this first episode of the series of the season was a very good one. I didn't think it was an amazing one, but there was some great action and Baby Yoda, Grogu in the show, which is really really cute, and it was a very good episode. Just not one that really blew me away compared to the other beginning of the season for the other two seasons of Mandalorian. So I don't think it's off to an amazing start, but I'm still looking forward to the rest of the season. I think it's still off to a pretty solid start. I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the season. Yeah, The Mandalorian is one of my favourite shows. I'll definitely be doing a show review on The Mandalorian season 3 once all the episodes are out. I'm looking forward to seeing the next episode when that comes out very very soon. And I've also been watching the Last of Us series, which I've been really loving. That I think it's my favourite video game adaptation there is. I think it's done that well. I think the characters are great, the story and the music. It's all done phenomenal. There's some made up scenes just for the show that weren't actually in the Last of Us game. And I've also been watching a series called Young Rock, which is about Dwayne the Rock Johnson, and I'm currently on season 3 of that show, which I do quite like. I don't think it's anything amazing, but I still do quite like it. And Brian said Mandalorian brought back the Western. Yeah, it's definitely got a very Western vibes in it. It's like a Western part of Star Wars, but I think it's really really cool. Yeah, it's one of my favourite things on Disney Plus Mandalorian. One of my favourite things from Star Wars period, in my opinion. But it's pretty much it for movies and TV. But in terms of music, I recently went to a Sound of Springsteen tribute concert, which was better than I thought. I thought it was going to be a very good concert, but it was an amazing concert. I really really enjoyed it. I was singing away to a lot of the songs, mainly when Hungry Heart and Born to Run came on. Yeah, but it was a really, really great tribute. And I did a video on it. I'm not sure how long it's going to stay up though, because it might get blocked at some point, because I did get a copyright claim on that video, but I suppose time will tell that we want to get rid of it, because I really enjoyed making that video and got quite a lot of views as well. And I've also been listening to all the Lindisfarne studio albums that are on Spotify. I originally did a video, I think, of top 5 bands and artists with 5 albums or less, and Lindisfarne one of them, but I didn't realise that they've actually done 15 albums and 10 of them are on Spotify. So I've heard all the ones that are really on Spotify. I thought they were really, really great. My favourite's still From the Time though, but my second favourite is one called Amigos, which came out in the late 80s. It reminds me of the Chocolate Wilburys, and it came out for the Chocolate Wilburys, so I just find that really, really weird. That it sounds like Chocolate Wilburys. I don't even know if he was inspired by Lindisfarne, but it sounded very, very similar to it in a lot of the songs. And I'm also going through Paul McCartney's discography. He's got a lot of albums, and they're currently in the 90s. Last time I listened to his, I think I can't remember what it was called. It was Off the Ground, and I actually thought Off the Ground is one of Paul McCartney's better albums. I actually really was surprised by that one. I didn't think it was going to be that great, but yeah, I really, really loved that one. But I think a lot of Paul McCartney's albums are amazing in my opinion. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to listening to the rest of them. And the one I'm looking forward to getting to the most is Chaos and Creation in the Backyard. So I've heard really, really great things about that one. I'm really looking forward to that one. when I get to it. And also recently, I bought a Paul McCartney autograph. Not Paul McCartney, Bruce. I get my words mixed up here because I'm looking at my notes. And Bruce Springsteen's one of these Paul McCartney, but I recently bought a Bruce Springsteen autograph, which I get my mum to show you later in the live stream. Looking it up there, it appeared in one of my videos, but I can also show you it in the live stream. I have this in the frame now, which I'm looking it up there. Very cool autograph that. In terms of CD purchases, I recently bought Essential Bruce Springsteen, which he actually bought while I was at the tribute concert. And he also bought Billy Joel's The Stranger, because that's one of my favourite albums. And I wanted to get it on vinyl, but it was too expensive, so I thought I'll just get it on CD instead. And he also bought the Paul McCartney CD as well. I've got a couple of compilations of Paul McCartney now. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. So we've got Jason the Old Millennial. Hello, Jason. He agrees with Brian likes the Western aspect on The Mandalorian. First episode is underwhelming. Both they're just setting everything up for the season. Yeah. It was an amazing episode, but it was still a very solid one. Looking forward to the next episode, definitely. And we've got Rich. Hello, Rich. See, cool Beatles sweatshirt. Thank you. Yeah, it's really one of my favourite Beatles shirts. And I got that when I went to Beatles tribute concert on my birthday, on my 20th birthday. It's like how the green apple looks against the black. Thank you. It's got like a glittery sort of vibe on the apple. It's quite glittery as well, which looks really cool. Yeah, it's one of my favourite shirts I'm wearing at the moment. In terms of record purchases, I bought a couple of records lately. I'm still waiting on one of them, but maybe I should have had one of them behind me. But oh well, I've also got behind me like the First Minute Work album, which is called Business as Usual, and then we got Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys, both incredible albums. But the records I've recently purchased is Bronco by Orville Peck, and I've now heard all of Orville Peck's stuff, and I've only heard Bronco on Spotify, but I bought it on vinyl, and my dad's not heard the album yet, but I'm really excited for him to listen to it, as we both really enjoyed his Pony album, and he's someone I've been getting really into his Orville Peck. I think he's got an amazing singing voice, and he also bought Western Stars by Bruce Springsteen, which I heard on Spotify, and I thought that was amazing, that album. I was really blown away. It's one of my favourite Bruce Springsteen albums, actually. It's my second favourite behind Born to Run. So if you've not heard Western Stars, I recommend it. It came out in 2019. There's even a film with Bruce Springsteen performing the songs. And my favourite songs from that are There Goes Miracle and Tucson Train. There Goes My Miracle is one of my favourite vocals I've heard of Bruce Springsteen. He really kills it in that song. But that's it in terms of music. As far as video games are concerned, I've got a couple of things to say here, which is a Saints Row reboot. I've been playing the Saints Row reboot. It's not got very good reviews, but I think it's a really great game. My dad thinks it's amazing. I don't think it's amazing, but I've definitely had a blast in the game. My favourite part is flying around in this jet we've got. Really cool. And also, I've been playing a little bit of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe lately. Looking forward to the Wave 4 Booster Pass tracks, which for now on I'll be doing shorts on the Booster Pass tracks, not videos. I'm not doing any more videos on video games. I'm just doing them as shorts now. Yeah. Because it's not getting as many views as I would like. So because of that, I'm just going to do video game stuff for shorts now, but I'm still going to be doing videos on music and movies, but as far as video games are concerned, I'm going to be doing them as shorts. I've got a couple of other things to say, which is next Saturday, I'm recording all the Abbey Road songs with Garrett from Sound Lab Studios. It's the same tune for that. And that's Saturday, the 11th of March, so in a week's time. And also at some point, I'll be doing a live stream with Mike from Did You See That? And Elliot's Mimo reviews. We're going to do a top 5 movie trilogies. That's the live stream I thought of. And at some point, I think me and Jason are talking about doing a live stream on this channel on top 5 songs by the Beach Boys. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing all those live streams that hopefully I'll be doing very, very soon. What the Echo one? I'm doing this next week. So That's all I've got in terms of what I've been up to. So I could delete it on my notes. I've got loads of notes on my phone. I've got 60 notes in total. 60. And about 20 of them are video ideas. I've currently written what the ideas for a Q&A thread. I'll be doing a music themed one. I'm looking forward to doing that soon. Let's see what's going on in the chat. So we've got Jason saying, how do you usually watch movies? Do movie theatre, physical disc, or streaming? Well, I like to watch film in the cinema if there's something on that interests me. But I think I prefer watching movies at home. So you can stop it when you want. You can pause it to get food if you want. You can do other things in the background. I feel little bit restricted when you're in the cinema. And yes, I'd probably prefer watching movies at home, but I do like going to the cinema as well. Though it gets me out of the house, I suppose. And I like getting a lot of physical movies, but I've been selling quite a few lately. And there's a couple of Marvel ones I've sold, but I've got Disney Plus now, so I don't really need them physically. So it's not really something I collect. I like vinyls and CDs. There's something I collect. And in terms of CDs, I'm going to be doing this YouTube short on all the CDs I've got. I'll be doing in about 6 parts. I also can't do all of them in one short because it would be probably not even a second for each CD. So it'd be a bit unfair if I did that. But yeah, of course, it with the chat as well. So and I've caught with everything that was on what I've been doing lately. But I could talk a bit more about the albums I've got behind me. That Men at Work album is my favourite Men at Work album I've heard all their albums lately. They've only got 3 studio albums. But Colin Hay, who I've seen in concert, has got about 15 albums. He's got quite a lot of albums. So yeah, I want to listen to more of them. I just haven't really got the time really. I've got over 300 albums to listen to. I've got loads of compilations on that are on now. And they're all pretty much on Spotify. Most of the albums I've got to listen to are on Spotify. In terms of Beach Boys' Pet Sounds, my favourite Beach Boys album, my favourite song from it is God Only Knows. And it's Sam St. John's favourite album of all time. Definitely up there for me. Definitely my top 25 albums. I wish I could have it in my top 10, but there's just so many great albums out there that unfortunately I can't. We've got Mike the Drizzy here. Hey Mike, it's great to see you. And Jesus, but what got you into Colin Hay? It was actually Sam St. John. He recommended to listen to the Now and Nevermore album because he kept talking about it. And I thought, well, if he keeps talking about it, it must be a really, really good album. So I checked it out and I was just blown away by it. Even before that, the only Colin Hay song I knew was from Men at Work, and it was Down Under, which I never thought was that amazing. But when I've been getting into Colin Hay recently, I've been really loving that song. It's one of my favourite Men at Work songs, which is on that album behind me. My favourite song from it is People Just Love to Play with Words. I think it's an underrated classic, in my opinion. If you've not checked out that song, or if you've not checked out the album, I highly recommend to do so. And we got Mike saying, love seeing Jace do a horror movie collaboration. How can we make this happen? Oof. Well, I need a lot of convincing there. Do a horror movie collaboration. Well, I wouldn't mind doing one on Jaws. I actually really I love the Jaws film, so I wouldn't mind doing one on Jaws. But I'm not doing one on Saw, Terrifier, or Friday the 13th. No way. I know Jason wouldn't either. So unless if it's Jaws, I'll do it. But if it isn't, I'm not gonna do it. I don't think. No. We got Pete from Play Tinder Guy. Hello Pete. He's appeared on my channel before. We did a top 10 video games with him, myself, Jason, and Briar. He's looking forward to new Mario Kart DLC. So he's asking me if I am. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I've enjoyed the other waves of Mario Kart. I think the last wave might be my favourite. It had one of my favourite Mario Kart tracks with that version of Rainbow Road. I thought it was a masterpiece. And it's a good look on that. Yeah. Not me and Jason aren't a fan of horror movies. I've seen a couple. I've seen The Shining and I've seen a film called The Visit, but that was enough for me. I can't watch horror movies really. I think my sister, I've seen bits of paranormal, so I saw my sister watching that, but nah, I just don't like horror movies. I prefer comedies and action and family movies. Yeah, definitely not horror movies. That's probably my least favorite genre of movies. That's enough about horror movies for one day. We've got Mike saying, "What content we got coming on your channel?" Well, I might as well talk about that. I can also talk about what CDs, I mean, what physical albums I've still got to listen to. But before that, I'll let you know what video ideas I've got. I'll just go through ones on my notes because most of them are on my reminders of what videos I'm doing. But I'm going to be doing one the day I saw John Steele from the Animals. He was the drummer in the Animals. I'm also going to be doing one of my top 5 band / artists album trilogies. And also, I'm moving on about this one, but at some point, I might talk about my disability, about what condition I've got. I might talk about that at some point. And top 5 Tom Hanks films, as Tom Hanks is my favourite actor of all time. And we've got plenty of YouTube shorts I want to do. I want to do one of my top 5 CTR tracks and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tracks. There's an app called Akinator, which guesses who you're thinking of. I'm also going to be doing what the short on my top 5 album openers and closers, top 5 movie and video game endings. Watch see. I might have to do them separately. Yeah, I'm going to do one top 5 album openers, and then I'll do one on closers as well. I'm also going to be doing one on my dad's turntable, which is, yeah, I'm going to be doing that at some point, if he allows me, that is. I'm sure he probably will. Let me just get everything sorted. Top 5 movie endings, and then top 5 video game endings. But to me, movie endings are a bit stronger than video game endings, in my opinion. I'm also going to do a short on the quick thoughts short on the George Harrison Concert for George. I'm also going to be doing one on the coffee machine. I'm going to be trying coffee for the first time. I don't like hot drinks, but you don't know, I might like coffee, but I doubt I probably will. But I'll still try it. I'm also going to be doing one on comparing CTR Mario Kart, and they've also got some live stream plans as well. So that's what I've got lined up on my channel. It's on my YouTube notes currently. I might says, can I suggest a video I'd like to see from you? Yeah, go ahead, Mike. As long as it's not horror, then yeah, go ahead. I'm curious to know what suggestion you've got. But in terms of physical stuff to do, I've got 16 total. I've got Ain't No Sunshine, The Best of Bill Withers. Also a Sting one, which has a few police songs on it. Also the very best of police, best of Creedence Clearwater Revival. I was going to say best of Crash Jeep Racing, which is what CTR is, and also Joni Mitchell hits and best of Bob Seger. I'll be getting into him thanks to Rich Strickler. I've listened to his 3 most biggest albums, and I thought they were incredible. Well, it's got a lot of George Harrison albums to listen to. Tonight I'm going to be listening to Dark Horse, which I've heard once. Wasn't one of my favourite George Harrison albums, but I still thought it was pretty great. Look forward to listening to that again. Also got the Beatles' Love, Paul McCartney Greatest Hits, Pure McCartney, John Williams Greatest Hits, my favourite composer. They've also got the Stone Roses debut and The Messenger, who is by the guitarist of the Smiths, Johnny Marr. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say for that. No, like I said, I'd love to see a video of you reacting and showcasing the growth from YouTube from the beginning of this channel up to present. Well, this year I would have created a YouTube channel for 10 years. I've only done videos for 5 years, but I could do a video, talk about how far I've come. Maybe I could talk about my disability in that. You definitely got me some thinking. You definitely got me thinking there, Mike. Some great videos coming soon, mate. Looking forward to them all. Thanks, Mike. I hope you enjoy all of them. But that's so cool with the chat for now. I'll look at what else I've got on my notes that might be worth mentioning while I'm here. I've heard in total. How many albums I've heard in total this year? Just scrolling through them now. I've heard 59 albums. The last one I heard which was yesterday, and it was Elvis Lives in the Moon, which is a weird title for a song, and for an album, and that's by Lindisfarne. It came out in 1993, and coincidentally, I heard two 1993 albums in a row and two 1973 albums in a row, but not in the same day though. I've also got Pete saying what game to look forward to. Hogwarts Legacy, I bought that. Looking forward to playing it. I finished the story of Sonic Frontiers. It's a hard game. It was a hard game. It's still a very good game though. The highs, in my opinion, are very high, but the lows are quite low. I did a short on it. I think I rated it 7.5. I'd give it a 7. I think I gave it a 7. I'd give it a 7.5 now, in my opinion. I noticed Entertainment Toy Shop. They have Mario movie toys. You get to collect them. Maybe 5 years ago, I probably would have collected every single one, but I've seen a video on them that IGN did, so I might collect a few. I might get the Mario one that comes with the cart, but that was the one that stood out to me the most. I really want to go to the Nintendo World, but too expensive, and it's not in the UK. I have to fly places, and I don't fly anymore. I've not flown in nearly 10 years. Last time was when I went to New York, which was one of the holidays of my dream. That and going to Florida, which I'm very pleased that I've actually been twice in my life. Many times I've been to America though. I don't know that Men at Work. Well, mate, thanks, Pete. I didn't know you like Men at Work. Do you have a favourite song of theirs? And is that your favourite album of theirs as well? So what are some of your favourite video game characters? Well, two of them you can see. Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2, which is my favourite video game. And he's my second favourite video game character behind the one next to him, which is Nathan Drake from Uncharted. Also Kratos from God of War is one of my favourites. Crash Bandicoot, Mario, Spyro, Sonic. I've actually got somewhere on my phone. I've got a list of my top 10. I'll try and look for that now. Where is it? There it is. Right. So, video game characters. Dutch van der Linde. He was the main villain of Red Dead Redemption 2. Joel from The Last of Us. Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War. Ezio from Assassin's Creed. Yeah. So all of them really. Yeah, let's have. Oh, we've got Jason here. Do you have horror recommendation, Mike? Hopefully, if he does recommend one, it's not going to be too scary. I think let's see Jaws 4 as well, but I did not like that. It's terrible. Why has Jaws got sequels? I enjoy the film called The Meg, but that's not linked to Jaws. Just the fact they both got sharks in them. But I mean, it's not the same universe as Jaws, because they are both very similar movies. Pete asks, what movie biopic would you love to see? Oof. What movie? I've got a couple that I've still not watched yet. Walk the Line, which is one about Johnny Cash. Which I don't know too many Johnny Cash songs, but hopefully that will get me into them, into him, I should say. And I've got a triple album of his songs, but it was really wobbly disc, and we ended up getting it for free. It ended up being my dad. It started off being my dad's collection, and he got it for free. And now it's in my collection. It's crazy that we got it for free, but it's not really worth playing. It's just really, really wobbly. I just keep it as a collector's item now. I'm not sure if there's a way of not making records wobbly anymore. But also got Pete saying, is there any big or iconic films you'd love to see? Oof. I'm not sure if it's a big or iconic movie, but one of the movies I want to watch the most is a film called Whiplash. I also really want to watch one called Baby Driver. I think they were pretty big movies when they came out. I know Baby Driver was. I know a lot of people were talking about that when it came out. I was tempted to watch it, but I didn't really know much about it. It wasn't really the type of music I listened to. Whereas now, I would definitely want to watch it because it's got a lot of music I love. It's got quite a few Simon and Garfunkel songs. It's got Baby Driver. I think it might have Keep the Customer Satisfied. It could be wrong there though. Yeah, definitely want to watch Baby Driver. I can quickly see what other films that are on my list that are quite big ones. Watching and sleepy. What's I've got to do with it? One off my list. I forgot to do that. So now I've got in total 148 films. That must be it could take me probably a couple of years to get through. Let's take a look. I've got a box set of all the Rocky movies. No, that'll take me a while. There's a couple about the Beatles. I also want to watch one. I think it's about it's about it's what's it? I think it's James Brown. I think it's a film called Get On Up. What else? I'm looking forward to the new Spider-Man. What's the Spider-Verse film? I think Goodfellas is always on my list. Yeah, but there's quite a lot of films on my list. Yeah, I'll eventually get through all of them, but it's work in progress. It's probably gonna take me years to get through all of it. But yeah, I'll just quickly go through it one more time, looking at everything. Well, I've got two of the same film, so we can delete that. So I've got two of the same movie. While doing that, could be the next question, which is from Pete saying, is there a film in a genre that you don't like that you'd like to see? I need to reread the question. Is there a film in a genre that you don't like? I'll have to do this first. Right. Let's sort this out first. I'm trying to do two things at once here. Right. There we go. So, is there a film in the genre you don't like that you'd like to see? Well, if it's a film I don't really like to look up, I probably won't watch it. I don't really get what you mean by that, to be honest. What genre do I not like? It's horror, and the horror film I really enjoyed was Jaws. I didn't mind The Shining, or it's just it's a bit too dark for my liking though. And Drew said, I have excellent news to share. I just finished watching The Blues Brothers. I think I've heard The Blues Brothers. That's cool that you watched it. It might have to be something I watched. I don't really know much about it. I think I've heard of it though. So what's some bands that you're not a fan of? Some bands that I'm not a fan of. Oof. Well, most of the music that comes out today, to be honest, a lot of the boy bands that come out today, I'm not really a big fan of, to be honest. Yeah, so that's just a lot of music that comes out today, really. Which I'm glad I'm into the 60s and 70s music, because in my opinion, it's the best decades of music. I'm never going to get tired of the 60s and 70s. Every day I feel like I'm exploring a new song or album. Yeah, I'm really loving the music I listen to. But when I was younger, I used to listen to a lot of the stuff that was in the charts, but I couldn't even tell you what's in the charts now, because I'm not really into the music that you hear nowadays. But if you're watching this fun, I want you to come in a few minutes to show you that Bruce Springsteen picture before I probably conclude this live stream. As I caught up with the chat currently, and I've got with all I say on my phone. So yeah, I might say my farewells in about 5, maybe 6 minutes. But I'm not sure if this is going to be something I'll do next year. I just want to do it this year and see how it goes. Really, I think about maybe doing like a podcast next year. What the gym podcast. Just find a topic. Me and my YouTube friends to talk about. Really, we got Through the Lens, Josh saying hey Josh, and we got JC going to watch the Oscars. I've not really. I've seen bits of the Oscars and I never sat down all the way through because I can't really find it on our UK channels. Really, I think if we do, you have to watch it live. You can't watch it afterwards. So I've got it in my mind as though, but I'm not too big on the Oscars. There's still specific movies and categories that are chosen that I would like to win, but I'm not in any rush to watch the Oscars, to be honest. I like to show up on Lindsay watching the live stream, so I might have to message her. I think I mentioned about the What the Gym picture I've got behind me before, just looking at it. Then I'm going to message her saying, "Can you come in now? Can you come in now?" And if any of you in the chat have got an autograph, please let me know what autographs that you've got and which one you'd like to get. Me, I'd like to get any of the Beatles, ideally George Harrison. So I've got all the Transit Wilburys there. He's the one I'm missing an autograph for. But I've got a George Harrison box set, and I got a guitar pick from the guy playing George Harrison in a tribute. So I guess that could count. And he said, are the Oscars big in England or was that an American thing? They're not as big here. I think the awards that probably is the biggest here is the Brit Awards. I'm not really a big fan of them either, to be honest. But I probably like the Oscars more, but that's not really a big thing in the UK. It's in the US that I think it's a bigger thing. But at some point, I won't mind doing a live stream on the VC Awards, the Vinyl Community Awards, and we make up our own. We make our own nominees, and maybe between us, all of us doing the live stream, we could decide who the winner's going to be for each category. That might be quite interesting. But yeah, I think I'll give about a couple more minutes. But you've seen the autograph in my Bruce Springsteen video. The only thing unique about it is the fact it's in a dark oak frame. But there's plenty of other live streams I can show you it. It's not really important, but I wouldn't mind showing you all though. But trying to think what anything I'm gonna be doing next week that's worth mentioning here besides, of course, do my normal video schedule, which soon I'm going to do the video once a week and repeat every Wednesday, not Tuesday and Thursday, just because it takes a lot of me to edit a video. It takes a whole day I want to do it as well, and there's other things I want to do in that day, not just making a video. I just want to chill out watching movies and stuff as well. So yeah, that's why I'm soon going to be doing video once a week. But for the rest of this month, doing two videos a week. Jason said, I see sometimes I forget we are from different countries. Yeah, Jason, I sometimes forget as well. I sometimes forget as about a 6-hour difference between us. It's just one of those things, I guess. We can't always remember. But I might as well conclude the live stream in a few seconds then. Is there anything we got? Any final words? I don't want to say thank you for watching this live stream, and I appreciate you all asking me questions in the chat. Yeah, I guess I didn't want to be coming in now, but when she does come in, I'll mention it and show the autograph, and I'll make sure I show it next time. I'll put it on my list of things to show next time I do this. But we've also got Jason's sister. I'll be here so you can play Hogwarts Legacy. Yep, I'm playing that. I've got it already, just not played it yet. Really excited for it though. I'm assuming you'll be getting Abby and Jason, who's Abby's brother. I wonder if you've been playing it as well, Jason. Because because he's put into Harry Potter. But that's it. That's it for this live stream now. Hope you will enjoy watching it. And you can ask me questions after the fact if you really want. But I appreciate you all watching. Until next time, everyone. Ciao. Ciao.